This is Mohammed Rameez and you are watching Flutterfluency. So today we are going to talk about page state variables. In the previous video you have seen that we have used a lot more times app state variables. Okay, if you remember in the last video where we have covered the topic of page parameters, added a app state variable which is looking like this. So we have used this thing because at that point we don't know about the page state variables. Okay, so but now in this video I'm gonna tell you about what are page state variables and what are the difference between page state variables and app state variables, and where we can use page state variables and where we can prefer app state variables. So let's begin. So first of all, if you need to create a page state variable, let's talk about what are page state variables. So the page state variables are such kind of variables whose state is limited for the page level only. In the app state variable, I have told you that the state of the app state variable is limited to all across all the screens. So let's suppose if I have created any page app state variable here, so I can easily access any variable on any page. Let's suppose I want to access the new variable, or we can talk about our own is loading variable. So let's suppose we want is loading variable to access on my app state page. So let's suppose this page. Okay, so how can I access this page? You already know because you have already watched the video. So you can simply go and open or we can simply click on, we can add a on click impression. So you can see that if you add an action, so now then what you need to do, you need to go to state management and you will be able to update app state variables. Although you will also be able to update page state variables, but page state variables is restricted for the page only. So you will not be able to access, let's suppose you have created an is loading page state variables on app on this page. Okay, on this page you have created is loading variable, so you will not be able to access this variable on any other page. But for the app state case, you can see that I can simply update and I can see all the variables I can see in my app state. Okay, so yeah, that's how you can use app state variable. Any variable can be accessible on any page. But for the page state, let me show you how you can do. So how you can create, you can simply click on this panel, so that you are in your scaffold. When you are in a scaffold, so you can simply click on this state management button. When you click on it, so you will be able to create a new variable here. Okay, so let's suppose I don't want to create new variable here. So let me delete this thing which I have in edit. So let me go to my page state page, which where we need to do the things. Okay, so let's suppose I want to create a page state variables here. So let me add a local page state variable. Local means that their scope is only restricted for this page. It will not be accessible on any other page, like on in a data type page, home screen page, constant page, dynamic query page. We will not be able to access on anywhere else. Okay, so let's suppose I'm gonna create my variable, which is maybe we can say is loading, maybe is loading variable, which is my boolean, uh, and maybe we can say that uh, is page state page state, and we are gonna add the initial value to false. Let's suppose we have added initial value to false. So we are gonna confirm this thing, and now here you can see that if I go and go back, so you can see one local variable is created, is page state variable, which is boolean, is now created. Okay, so remember we have created one page state variable which can be accessible only on this page. How can we check? Let's suppose I want to add a action on it. So let's suppose on tab add action. So when I go to my state management again and I am gonna update my page state variable, so I'll be only able to see one variable, because on this page we have only one variable. Let's see. Yeah, you can see that we have only one variable, which is page state variable. So we can only update the value of this thing. Let's suppose I'm gonna do toggle value. Okay, so yeah, that's how you can see. So we did this thing. So let's suppose there might be a question that is coming into your mind. Let's suppose you are thinking, okay, just like the app state variable, that we created app state variable anywhere else and we are going to access the app state variable on any other page. So should we either be able to do the same thing here as well, so you are not be able to do the same thing here, because let's you see, I have added is page state added here. But if I go to any other page, let's suppose app state page, and if I'm gonna add the action here, and I want to update the value of page state which is I have created on any other page. So if I go to apps, update page state and add field, so you can see that here we have new value only, new value string, which is a page state variable which I have created on this page. So you can see on this page I have created any other variable, no mobile selected or something like that. So we are gonna remove this thing because we don't need this variable, because our actual variable is this page state variable. So I want to access this variable on, let's suppose, on this page. Okay, so if I click here and open, so now you will be able to see no variable. I'm clicking on it, so it's not opening because we don't have any page state variable on this page. So that's how it's work. If you want to, if you want that your variable should have the local space, local we can say the state, so you must need to define the value as a page state variable. But if you want to access your variable all across any page, so you must need to create page state variable, not an sorry, app state variable, not a page state variable. Okay, so let's suppose, let's do it with an example. So here you can see that one more thing, you can see that is page state variable, it's page state variable. So I'm gonna say what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna add tile, maybe tile, not a tile, but yeah, maybe tile. Okay, so we have added a tile, let's suppose, and here I'm gonna add a title of page state, and on the subtitle I'm gonna add the value of my page state variable, which is page state. So I'm gonna assign the value of is page state, and let me duplicate this thing. Okay, so and what I want is that here I'm gonna add the name or a title which is app state, app state. Okay, so there we have app state, and if I go down, so let's suppose I want to pick my variable which is loading. So I want to show is loading here, and is loading should be added here. So the value of is loading will be showing here, and page state variable which I have created on this page would be showing here. So what I need to do here at this point, so I want is that when I click on this tile, so it should become toggle, or maybe we can say that it should become true. Okay, so let's do it. Add action on tab, and we can search state management and update page state. We're gonna update page state, and what we need to do, we need to set value as true. Okay, so it will be showing true here when I click on it, so it will show true here. Okay, so this is a one thing, and the other thing is, so we need to click impression here as well. So but at this time when I click on this button, so I want to update my app state value. Okay, so let's suppose I'm gonna add an action which is app state, update app state, then set value, and now is loading to set true. So you can see that I have done what I have did here. I did when I click on this button, so it turns true. When I click on this button, so it turns true. Okay, so both of these two turns true when I click on their respective tile. Okay, so what's the difference? So maybe there is a, this is the question that is coming in your mind. So let me delete the parent one. So maybe there is a question which is coming in your mind, so let me tell you what's the purpose of this thing. Okay, so yeah, so what the purpose of this thing is that when I move from this page to any other page, and then I go back to my to to this page again, then you will be able to see my app state variable value will remain same, but my page state variable value become reset again. Why? Because the variable access is page only. So this this like the access of this variable is page only, so I'm not able to access on any other page. Okay, so that's how we can do this thing. Yeah, but if I do the back navigation, obviously the values would remain same. The page state value will also exist if I click on back button. Let's suppose if I add any other button here, and when I navigate towards any other screen, and if I click on back button to go back to my screen, so if I do this thing, so obviously this value and this value would remain same, because we have not left this page. We just back with our page again. Okay, but what I need to do, let me do one thing. Okay, what let me add. Okay, I understand what I need to do. So insert a widget which is a button. Okay, and I'm gonna say maybe 120% pixels, and the width of this button would be, let's suppose, 140, and height would be 50. So yeah, let's say I want to reload. This button is basically a reload, so let's reload this page and see how the values comes up. Okay, so on the reload scenario, what I need to do, I'm gonna add navigation to the same page. When I click on this button, so it will be navigate back towards the same page. Okay, so everything is done. All I need to do is to set as page state. Initial page is page state. So when I click on this button, so you can see that the values become again reverse. The value of this page state become reverse, but app state would remain same. Okay, so that's the basically exact thing what we want. So let me add a padding so that it will look like beautifully. And there is one more thing which I want is, let's suppose if I click on this tab tile, so what I want is the color should change, and that's what I want. So color is, right now color is secondary background. So let me add conditionality. So if my page state, so because it will look more prominently easily to you if I do this thing. So let me add accent to, and here I'm gonna add secondary background. Yeah, so it's done here, and the same thing I need to do here, but at this time we want app state, not a page state. So let me change this thing to is loading. Here you can see app state is loading, confirm. So yeah, now let's do a test and see how it's look like. And I have one more idea. I'm gonna add one more button, and padding should be this, and through this button I can say next page, and it will be navigate towards maybe on the second page. Maybe we can create a page, another page, second 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 page state. Okay, so this is my second page state, and here I'm gonna say I'm gonna add the, okay, so I'm gonna make it centered. Title should be center, and now I'm gonna add my one icon here, which is IC1. I'm gonna add an icon here which is back icon, and when I click on this button, so it will do back navigation back. And here I can add page state second page, so that you can easily see how the things are now. Okay, so and this thing I'm gonna copy and paste it here as well, and make it centered. Also let's wrap it. Okay, let's expand. Okay, not expand, let's wrap it in a row. Let's wrap it in a row and now make it centered. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, what I did is that now I'm gonna do page state and navigate to the next page, which is second page state. Okay, so I'm gonna navigate this page. Allow. So yeah, let's see when we reload the screen or when we navigate this page again. So on this call I have navigated this page again, which means that I just wanted to reload this page. When I reload this page, so let's see how the behavior comes up. What I am believing is that when I reload this page, so the values become again, the page state value become again reset and app state value become same. But when we move towards the next page and comes back to this the same page again, so both of the values become persisted, like both of values become the same and no value would be reset. That's what I am assuming, and this would be done. We can see that thing. Let's reload. Now you will be able to see both behaviors at the same time, and maybe you will be getting a better understanding now. Okay, so it's done. Now what we need to do, when I click on this button here, you can see it's false right now. When I click on this button, so you can see it's now green and it's now true, which means that now page state variable is now true. So let's do this thing with the app state variable. When I click on this button, so it become also true and it's also green. Now reload this page. When I reload this page, here you can see that app state variable value will remain same, because no matters where we are moving, if we have changed the value in the application, so wherever we move in every page, you will be able to see the true value until and unless you do it false by yourself. But page state variable has their scope limited to this page only. So if you move to the to any other page and leave this page, and if you come back to this page again by the navigation of this page, so you will not be able to see the previous value. But if you move forward and you simply click on back button, so I am assuming the value retain. So we have seen the reload case. Let's see the next page case. I'm gonna do true again and click on next button. So you can see we are in the next page. Okay, page state second page, page state second page. Let's suppose if we click on back button, so let's see how if the value retain or reset. I am assuming it will retain. When I click back here, you can see it's retain, which means that it's not changed. But if I do reload this page or I move toward this page again with the same navigation, so this value become reset. Let's see if I reload. Okay, so next page, back. I think the navigation is not working properly. Yeah, so that's how. Let's do the instant reload. Even if I do the instant reload, here you can see that I have done instant reload. If I go back when the screen opens, so app state variable, here you can see, so the session is now cleared because my page state variable, my app state variable is not persisted. That's why when I clear the cache, when I reopen the application, so it will reset the values. Let's see if we have persisted variable or not. I am assuming my is loading is persisted false. That's why we have seen that the value when we clear the cache and back to the application, so it's false again, back to the previous position. Okay, but you when as much as you use the application, so within the application you will not be able to see this would be reverse. So here you can see it's true now, and when I reload the screen, so it's back. That's how it's work. Reload the screen and it's now back. So that's how this thing can work. I hope you understand, and if you still not, and if you have any question related to anything, so you can please let me know, and I'm happy to answer your question. And also let me know if there is anything that I need to cover on, so I must create a video on it. I have a long plan for you. I'm also creating videos on a daily basis, so show some love, and if you like this video, so hit the like button. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.